Welcome everyone. Chapter number 6, appropriateness of different forms of ownership. Right. When it comes to this lesson so far, we talk about the simplest form of business organization to complex form of business organization. We talk about the sole traders, partnership, private limited company, public limited companies, franchise, multinational business, and social enterprises also. So today I'm going to talk about the appropriateness of the different forms of ownership in different scenarios. For example, we know everything right now from simplest form to the complex form of ownership, but this lesson will be give some kind of a knowledge regarding how to choose your proper business form, appropriate business form for different scenarios. For example, between small business and large business, how to make choices. This is the main objective of this lesson. So we're going to find out understand the factors that affect the appropriateness of different forms of business ownership. Right. Normally, there's a normally the type of organization structure that owner choose in their business will depending on number of factors. Like relationship between the objectives, type of business organization, like business growth, the legal status of the business has to be changed. Like for example, if you start a business like a sole trader business in the beginning, when the time goes, when you want to expand the, for example, let's say what expansion objective when you have, then you can actually convert the business into a partnership, or you can convert the business into a limited liability company. Then you can raise more capital, and then you can develop easily with more shareholding, and then you can raise more capital, and then you can expand the business. And later on, if you feel that the private limited company you want to expand further, then you can go to the stock exchange as a public limited company. You can go to the stock exchange, and then you can listed in your business private company, and you can convert it to a public limited company, and then you can raise a big much more capital, billions of sometimes money, and you can raise, and then you can become a strong business, like much more than a strong business as like a public limited company, PLC. Then when you become a PLC, then you can actually have more financial strength, and then more prestige and more public profile. Then if you want to go to another country, for example, if you want to expand beyond the like a region, for example, beyond the country, then you can go to access to other country, and you can start an offshore company or multinational company. You can start, and then you can expand further your territory, and then you can become much more stronger company like Nestle, Unilever, right, Honda, Toyota, like that. So you can convert their business like that. So this is a situation. So main from the simplest form to complex form, it depends on the certain number of factors. So we are choosing about these factors, like objective, when the objective was survival, market share, business growth, expansion, customer satisfaction. These objectives will evolve. Sometimes you have to change your business format as well. So today in my lessons, we are going to find out the mainly appropriateness of the business forms of organization, right? And after doing this one, normally everything, like mainly we have to cover appropriate business organization and the business location decisions. Then in my next session, I'm going to take you to the revision program, which is actually I'm going to discuss about the paper structures, and also the how to write a proper 9 markers, right, 6 markers, and 12 markers. Everything I'm going to explain you in my next sessions regarding in my paper discussions. Right. So in appropriation business organization, this is like a common, there's the umbrella chapter which covers everything so far. So look at this case study, Wu Yang. Okay. Wu Yang runs a small business supervising tour parties around the Lantau Island, Hong Kong. She acts as a tour guide and takes tourists to the giant Buddha exhibition hall, to the Pauline, the Precious Lotus Monastery. And she also drives groups around the beaches, fishing, villages, green valleys, and massive mountains on the island. Wu Yang owns tour bus and meets tour groups at the ferry port. She operates as a sole trader and made a profit of Hong Kong dollar 420,000 in 2016. Wu Yang is happy with her current business situation and does not want to expand. She enjoys meeting new people every day and operating as a sole trader. She is making sufficient profit to fund comfortable lifestyle. As long as she can maintain her current market share, she is happy with her business. She does not want to take on extra responsibility that growing the business might bring. So this is the situation, the Wu Yang's case study. She's a tour operator and a sole trader in Hong Kong, in Land to Island in the Hong Kong. So actually she has a bus, and then she actually picked all the tourists from the ferry, and then she take all the tourists into different locations, and then she explain everything. So she's a tour guide. So travel guiding is another exercise, like kind of a freelance business that you can do alone, sole trader level. And she don't want to expand the business because she's currently comfortable with the business. Like she currently comfortable with the like assets and the lifestyle, the market share. She's happy with the business. As such, her business objective is survival. So she's happy with that thing. So that's why some business organizations, they're happy with what they have. They don't want to go beyond that thing. And she does not want to take extra responsibility that growing the business might bring. So if she wants, she can buy another bus and she can hire another employees. She can do that, but she don't want to do it because it's taking extra responsibility. Means sometimes that's why some businessmen, they don't like to take extra responsibility. It's up to you to decide whether what is your limit. So this case is like that. This is the first situation scenario. You can see she's a sole trader. Look at the second scenario. Second scenario case study: Shangri-La Hotels and Resorts. Shangri-La Hotels and Resorts is a Hong Kong-based luxury hotel group. Hong Kong-based luxury hotel group. The first hotel opened in 1971. In Shangri-La now operates over 98 hotels across Europe, Asia, China, North America, and Australia. Right, and then it also offers a range of hotel management and related services. Some of its brand names include Shangri-La, Hotel Jen, Traders, and Kerry Hotels. So since the company was established, it has grown significantly. For the example, in 2015, the group owned 9 new Shangri-La hotels. 2015, it also launched the modernized Shangri-La Trosex Resort and Spa in Mauritius and rebranded the 4 properties Hotel Jen. So like that, even you can see Sri Lanka also, we have 2 Shangri-La hotels, right? One in Hambantota, one in Colombo. So like that, so it is important that Shangri-La hotels are maintaining at a high growth rate level. This is only up to the data available to 2015, but beyond that also you can see they are continuously expanding their hotel chain. Therefore, since they are operating in more than one country, so we can say this is the multinational company. It's a multinational company. It's also Shangri-La, I can see it's another Hong Kong-based luxury hotel group. It's also Hong Kong-based luxury hotel group. So we have branches everywhere in the world. Okay, by looking at these 2 situations, the tour operator in Hong Kong and the hotel chain Shangri-La in Hong Kong, the same country, 2 different organizations, small business and the large business. Look at their benefits. This is their vision. Shangri-La vision is different, and the tour operators' vision is different. Small, she want to survive, and this business want to expand the world and then expand into other territories and maximize their profit. Look at the thing. Same world, same country, 2 different businesses, 2 different objectives. This is why we are talking today. What are the main reasons behind this thing? So they're asking, okay, look at their hotels and everything. They're asking 4 reasons, 4 questions. Yu Yang is happy operating as a sole trader, right? So this is the photo. You can see the Shangri-La hotel in the Al-Bari, Abu Dhabi, in Dubai. So they're asking 4 reasons. Suggest 2 reasons why she might be happy. The sole trader, why she's happy with the level. Second question, why could Shangri-La not realistically operate as a sole trader? Why Shangri-La not realistically operate as a sole trader? Because if you have that much of big organization, chain of hotel, one person can't handle everything, all the responsibility. Definitely, they have to convert into a multinational public limited company. Third question asking, what evidence is there to suggest that Shangri-La is a growing company? What evidence is there to suggest that Shangri-La is a growing company? So we can see what is their growth rate from their 2011 to 2015. The group sales, you can see US million, 4,900 to 2,100 level. They have increased. You get these pillars, the bar chart. You can see, you can find the evidence. And third question asking, fourth question asking, why might business in general be forced to change their legal status as they grow? Why might businesses in general to be forced to change their legal status as they grow? Yes, when you growing your business, normally you must have a formal business logo, like when you're dealing with the other companies, They usually companies like to deal with other companies. No, usually that's why even bankers also they like to deal with companies, cooperative, because like they have a legal status, limited liability status, incorporated status. They know. That's why when you're dealing with sole traders partnership, sometimes they can't go to that like a big offers and deals because the organization they know tend to be small and unincorporated and unlimited liability. Therefore, when you want to expand, if you want to do like a big business deals, like with the companies and other foreign companies, you must have a proper registered incorporated business like private limited company or public limited company. That's why we always they forced by the nature of the business to actually form their legal status into a private limited company because like tax benefits and everything's there. Because if you give invoices and documents to other company when you do sales, especially credit sales, credit purchases. So having a VAT registered business is important. To VAT registered business is a private limited company. So because sole traders and partnerships, they are not VAT registered. So these are you don't need to. They have to pay personal income tax only, not the corporation tax. So corporation tax is there with the only companies, limited liability companies. That's why. So those input VAT, output VAT. So they wanted to deal with only company. Company want to deal with another company because they have those tax benefits. Mutual benefits are there. With company deal with the sole trader partnership, you don't have those benefits because they are not VAT registered. So that's the thing. Organizations has to deal with these things, right? Let's go to their marking scheme and see what are the things they have to say. In the first question asking, Wu Yang is happy operating as a sole trader. Suggest 2 reasons why she might be happy. Small state question. You can see 1 mark. She likes the independence of operating as a sole trader. She has no real desire to expand and therefore does not need to raise any more capital. Right. Second question, why could Shangri-La Hotel not realistically operate as a sole trader? Right. This one I invite Rehan, can you read that question? The answer, question number 2.
Shangri-La is a large multinational. It is a global hotel company with hotels in North America, Europe, the Middle East, Asia, and Australia. Shangri-La could not operate as a sole trader. The company has grown steadily since it was established in 1971 and no doubt has needed some more capital to fund this growth. There is no way a sole trader could provide funding on such a scale. Multinationals need to be PLCs to attract the huge amounts of finance they need and to enjoy a high international profile.
Very good. So this is the thing. So sole trader cannot run like that kind of a caliber because if we have a managing that much of hotels, so one man can't operate everything alone. So definitely you have to have a proper management. A lot of because especially hotel industry is a labor intensive industry. You have to hire a lot of people, like for home service, for food and beverage, and like maintenance, gardening, everything must have a proper workers. So therefore, if you have multiple hotels, so definitely all around the world, there should be a proper mechanism must be there systematically. The hotel chain should be operated under proper mechanism. So therefore, that proper mechanism is not a sole trader. Definitely, it should be the multinational level. So multinational need to be a PLC to attract the huge amount of finance also and need to enjoy the high international like the same thing, like not only Shangri-La, we think other hotel chains like Taj Hotels is owned by Tata Group, and also Hilton hotel chains, right? So like that, these organizations must be a multinational companies because they're operating such a big organizations and they need so much of capital to start a hotel and operate the thing. So it must be a multinational company. Okay. Question number 3 asking what evidence is there to suggest that Shangri-La is a growing company? What evidence is there to suggest that Shangri-La is a growing company? Okay, I invite Keshani, can you read that answer? Question number 3. Yeah.
What evidence is there to suggest that Shangri-La is a growing company? Since the company was established, it has grown significantly. For example, in 2015, the group opened 9 new Shangri-La hotels. It also launched the modernized Shangri-La's Resort and Spa. Mauritius rebranded 4 properties to Hotel Gem. In the last 5 years, it has continued to grow. Figure 6.1 shows that its revenues has increased by 11% from US dollar 1,912 million in 2011 to US dollar 2,123 million in 2015.
Yeah. So that's what suggests Shangri-La as a growing company. Because of that, and also you can see the business organizations like Shangri-La. So they have many more options are there. As a result of that, you can see the fourth question they say, why might business in general be forced to change their legal status as they grow? Because of the main reason why business need to change their legal status is they normally like to attract funding, money, especially the or sole traders have a limit to invest, and then that's why he sometimes hire another partner to the business as a partnership. Then they can form a partnership, but partnership also has a limit. They can go up to 2 to 20. Then if you want more capital, if you have to convert the business into a private limited company, because then you can go to a level private limited company like up to 50, right? And then private limited company also, there's a limit is there to collect the money from 50 members. Then if you want to furthermore, if you want to expand the business from further shareholders, you can add them. You can go to share market, and we call flotation. You can go in public, and then you can become a public company. So then if you become a public company, you can have an unlimited number of shareholders. You can join. You can have an authorized capital. You can decide it will be billions of money. You can authorize capital, and you can issue shares as you wish. So therefore, you can raise millions and billions of money overnight. For example, you can see biggest IPO, initial public offers happened in the history. You can see the Alibaba. They raised 27 billion US dollars overnight from New York Stock Exchange. You can see Google and then Facebook, right? 15 billion, 7 billion, like that overnight. Billions of money they are raising from the share markets, like that. This is the level that we want to. Main reason, mainly why they forced to change their legal form is to raise money, raise capital for the business organization. So it is very difficult to grow as a sole trader or partnership. For this level is okay for a small business when you actually start up. It's like a kindergarten. So this kindergarten is a sole trader. When you're starting a business, so initially start like a sole trader. Then if you want, you can expand. Then you can find a partner and you can do, and then you can consider your money. Then if you more money, then you can convert to private company and public company. Like step by step, you can go. So then that's the main thing. So business usually have to raise money by selling shares to become large operations, right? So now you have basic understanding of why business organizations want to change and everything. So we're going to talk about the factors which affect in the appropriateness of the different forms of ownership. Okay, first factor is the growth. Okay, Diana, can you read the first part, growth?
Many businesses start small and gradually get bigger. Most businesses change their local status. This is because they need to raise more capital. For example, sole traders often find it difficult to raise additional finance. However, by taking on a partner or becoming a private limited company, they are really. This is because more owners can generate more capital, and limited companies have access to a wider range of finance options. Similarly, if the owner of a private limited company want to raise a large amount of capital, they may consider becoming a public limited company.
Okay, yeah, correct. So growth means that's the thing. Gradually, business organization want to get bigger. So as a result of that, I think the legal status has to change. Mainly, the growth actually backs by the financial, additional finance, right? But you have to think about imagine if you take a new partner, you have to think about the reliability of the partner becoming a private limited company. You can raise more money, but this is because more owners can generate more capital, and limited companies have access to a wide range of finance options. That's the thing. The second one, you can see the size of the business of growth, size, the need for finance, control, limited liability. These are the main 5 factors, right? The thinking the appropriate in different forms. Imagine if you want a high growth rate, then it's no point of actually starting like a sole trader or partnership. If you want high growth rate, then you can start the business as a private limited company by registering under company. So high growth rate, the growth rate is there. And the size of the business organization. If you want to start like a large business organization from the beginning, I think the best thing is you can start a private limited company in the beginning, and then later on, after about 3 years, 4 years, you can apply for the to become a public limited company in the share market. Size of the business. So like that, organizations, public limited companies are much larger with thousands of employees and huge turnover. So it could be argued that a very large business could only be run effectively if it were a limited company. Although, of course, there are exceptions. Right? A third factor, you can see the need for finance. Like organizations are there, you need more money. Like for example, if it's a bank, it's an insurance company, you're going to start a car sale. If you want to run a real estate company, you need more money because with the small amount of capital, you can't start the aforesaid businesses like jewelry shop, a real estate company, a car showroom. So you need one initial a considerable amount of money you have to invest. Therefore, starting as a sole trader or partnership is sometimes it doesn't work. So you have to initially you have to main reason why owners change the legal status of the business is quite often the only way to get the money is to change the type of organization, right? And the other one is a control. If you want to keep more control with your business, with your family, I think best thing actually you can keep the business as a private limited company. Or if you want to keep control alone, is you can actually stay like the sole trader, like our case study we discussed the two operator. She don't want to change the business because she is controlling her life. She controlling her business alone. She like to stay like that without getting additional responsibility. That's why control means some owners like their independence, right? It's like to have complete control of their business. This is why many owners remain as sole traders. Once new partners or shareholders join business, some control is lost because because ownership will be shared among the new partners and owners. So it is possible to keep control of a limited company by holding the majority of shares. However, control of a limited company by holding majority of shares. However, even if one person holds 51% of the shares, because you are changing the authority, you are giving the authority the voting power. If you are 51% means then you can control the company. So like that, some organization they wanted to keep 51% with them controlling rights, and then you can sell the rest of the 49% to other shareholders from the limited company. The wishes of the holder on the other 49% cannot be ignored. That's another thing because they are a board of directors. So therefore you can't ignore their wishes, right? This happens in a lot of big companies like Apple also. Once Steve Jobs actually being, has kicked out from the board of directors once, from the other shareholders because they accuse that he using so much of their money to research and development. So as a result, if you go through his biography, the Steve Jobs movie, you can find out there's a time that Steve Jobs was keep aside from the business. So then he started the company called Next, and then he started another company with another initiative. But later on, the Apple found out that without Steve Jobs, there is no future, and then they called him back again to take the position. So like that, that's why some organization, other even minority shareholders can influence the business organization. So majority shareholding is 51%, the majority, the controlling power vested with the 51% holding, but 49% also important, even though they are minority, their wishes also important. And finally, the limited liability. They already know what is limited liability. Limited liability means in the situation where the owners are liabilities limited up to their investment. In case of a business bankrupt, the business organizations are they don't losing, shareholders are not losing any amount of money other than their investment, right? This limited liability concept is very important. So owners can protect their own personal financial position if the business is limited company. Sole traders partners, you don't have a limited liability, they have unlimited liability, which means in case of a business bankrupt, they have to settle that by using their personal belongings. Right. So because of unlimited liability, because of this, they could be forced to use their own money to meet business debts. Therefore, some owners become limited companies to give themselves more financial protection. Right. That's why if you want to give a financial protection for the investment, I think best thing is start like a private limited company. Private limited company, even there are laws, even one person can start a private limited company, one man business. So that's the thing. If you want to get some kind of a protection for the investment, right, then you can start a company alone and then you can carry it out. Even husband and wife companies are there, one man companies are there. Then you can invest, imagine if you invest 1 million, so your invested capital is 1 million. And in case of business bankrupt, you are only losing 1 million. Your personal assets will be protected. And if you have a very good right company, you have potential to raise much money, you can invite more shareholders to join, you can increase their capital, you can expand your business, and the bankers and everyone will willing to invest you more because it's an incorporated business like that. So limited liability case, that's their advantages. And limited liability business, private companies especially, you're not losing control. The grip will be not controlled, like you can keep you are not losing the control of the business, because since your shares, you cannot trade in the public. It is a private limited company. Like that, there are so many benefits of having limited liability in the business. Other factors also important other than these major 5 factors. Right? So keep in mind, if you ask a question, analyze 2 factors which appropriate for different forms of organization. Imagine this depend on the case study. So we have to read the case study, but depending on case study, if you say analyze 2 factors, what are the most appropriate form of business for this situation? Imagine in one paper there was a question like this: there's a sole trader. He's a fisherman. He wanted to actually expand the business. He wanted to buy like a speedboat which can go like a deep ocean. So he's thinking of actually expanding the business by taking another partner into the business. One of his fishing colleague he inviting, and then they can make a partnership and they can make some money to buy that boat. So this kind of a thing you can take 2 points and you can analyze what is his decision. Because if you take a partnership, the growth rate will be high and the size of business getting bigger, and because need for finance, right? Because of that new partner, he can bring new money, and then workload can be shared. So like that. So based on the case study, you have to apply this knowledge appropriately. Looking at the other factors also, there are 3 other factors you can see. So I invite Lee Young to read those other factors.
The type of business activity may influence the choice of legal status. For example, services such as plumbing, decorating, and gardening tend to be provided by sole traders, while professional services such as accountancy, legal advice, and architectural design are usually offered by partnerships. Relatively small manufacturing and family businesses tend to be private limited companies and large banks. Retail chains and manufacturers are usually public limited companies, PLCs. It must be remembered that there are many exceptions to these general examples. The way in which a business plans to use its profits may be important. For example, PLCs usually pay dividends to their shareholders. Therefore, a growing business that prefers to reinvest a lot of its profits may choose to remain as a private limited company. Finally, the different stakeholders such as employees and shareholders might influence the choice of organization. For example, leading employees in a private limited company might discourage the shareholders from going public. They may argue that the company operates more effectively without owners.
Thank you. So these are the main thing. Sometimes the first one is the influence choice of legal status. Legal status is also important. Like for example, services like professional services like provided like plumbers, electricians, like decorators, gardening. Like normally, they don't need to have that much of legal status. Sole trader is enough because they are doing like a one-man business, like a professional services. Also like professional service, especially like doctors, engineers, accountants, real estate agents, architectures, right? This like normally who like design and mainly who provide professional services, especially like lawyers, legal service providers. They have to offer their service through a partnership form. This is stated from the law also. Like lawyer cannot actually operate business as a sole trader. Lawyer has to be registered the business as a partnership. That's why I call and company at the end, right? Even audit firm also, it should be a partnership audit firm. That's why like famous audit companies in the world, you can see KPMG, E&Y, Ernst & Young, Price Waterhouse Coopers, PwC, like that, BDO Partners, right? SJMS, like Deloitte, like these are different top audit companies. Also, you can see their name itself, some initials, right? KPMG. right? And then E and Y, Ernest and Young. So this is like a two partners, initial part like that. So it's accounting professional bodies like the accountancy, can be legal service providers. Always you can see there at the end of their name, it's called and company. And company means these are partnership businesses. So they cannot actually go beyond the partnership business. It's only private. They have to register their business and operate like a partnership because that's the law. And especially it's a family business. If you want to start a family like small manufacturing business, it's called family businesses, tend to be a private limited company which is owned by privately owned company like a husband and wife companies like that. And retail chains, manufacturers, usually public limited company like a supermarket chains, you can see because they need more much money, like you can see Walmart, right? These are public traded companies, multinational companies, all the Nestle, Swiss company, and you can see Shangri-La Hotel, this kind of thing, like a manufacturing and large, usually like a large scale businesses tend to be a public limited company. Therefore, remember that there are many exceptions, but normally legal status is important. That's another form, another factor. And second factor means the business plans for the future. In the future, plans, right? And for example, PLC usually pay dividends, right? Therefore, growing business prefer to reinvest a lot of their money. They choose to remain as a private limited company. But even dividend payments also, that is not a compulsory for some lot of shares are there. They are not paying that much of dividends. So sometimes they have some kind of a idea. For example, if you want to reinvest most of their money, so that you can go to appropriate business forms like then becoming a PLC, you can stay like a private limited company. And finally, the shareholders and stakeholders, especially employee shareholders influence also very important. Sometimes they are like leading employees of private limited company, they might discourage the shareholders to go into a public like that. This important. Sometimes their lobbying power, their bargaining power also very important. Sometimes manager they don't want to convert, for example directors they don't want to convert into a public limited company. Family members they don't want to convert into public, they say okay, we'll continue like that, we have enough profit here, we can continue like our family business, we can keep our control and we can. Sometimes these emotions are really important, the emotions of the workers, emotions of the managers, emotions of the family members are also important when you're going to convert your business into another category. Therefore, when you're making decisions at what is the main format that you're going to start, you have to go through these several factors. So these are growth, size, need for finance, control, limited liability, and other three factors. Right. And also you can see finally the objectives and the type of organizations. So this is really important, like what is the objective and the type. As I told you, there are certain business objectives we talk about, like survival, market share maximization, profit maximization, growth, expansion, public customer welfare, social welfare, like that. Different business objectives are there. Mainly in this world, about 95% of the business are profit-centered business, profit maximized. But 5% of the business are social enterprises like public welfare, sometimes social welfare, environmental welfare, animal welfare, like these organizations. 5% are mainly charities, 95% are mainly profit-centered objective. So these are like to be different types of business organizations that will have different objective. We'll see some examples. So I invite again, Leon, can you read that 3 points also?
Okay, it is likely that the different types of business organizations will have different objectives. Some examples are given below. So, small sole traders might be happy to make a modest amount of profit, just enough to fund a comfortable lifestyle. But they may not want the responsibility associated with other objectives such as growth. This is sometimes called profit satisficing.
Yeah.
Family businesses and other medium-sized private limited companies often do not wish to go public because they are afraid of losing control to outsiders. As a result, their growth might be limited and other objectives are more important. Most multinationals want to grow. Their aim is often to get bigger and bigger so that they can dominate global markets. For example, McDonald's is one of the biggest multinationals in the world. However, in 2016, it announced that it wanted to open another 1,250 outlets in China, plus another 250 in Hong Kong and South Korea.
Thank you. So mainly these are the main objective and the influence on the type of business. If you want to stay small, like first our case study we discussed, to operate in Hong Kong, she don't want to expand. She actually very happy with what she has right now. So profits, we call profit satisfying objective. Some lot of people actually in this world who operate business, they have this thing like they want to just maintain their lifestyle, because of the lifestyle business for this. Lifestyle business, just maintain. There are some case studies. For example, there's a couple, husband and wife, who operates a small restaurant in New Zealand, and they operate like 9 months of the in a year. 9 months they're operating. When it comes to winter season, they close the business and they travel to other countries like Indonesia and like Bali Island. And then they're traveling. So that's a lifestyle, because they earn 9 months and then 3 months they take off, and then they actually take a time and they explore the world. So this is their lifestyle, because entire year they don't want to earn. They earn for 9 months and then remaining 3 months they travel and they explore the world. Look at that. That's also kind of a like a good lifestyle opportunity, because like an entire example, but that depends on the objective. For example, if you wish, you can actually hire a manager. You can continue the rest of the 3 months also, and then you can the couple can take a leave and they can go a vacation for 3 months. But usually they're not doing it because it's only they're operating without any employees, just a small pub, husband and wife. So wife is a cashier and husband is a chef, and then they operate. So they earn money for 9 months and they close the business and go. So during the winter season, like that, these are like a bread and breakfast business, like lifestyle business, like a profit satisfying business. So small businessmen, some they like to prefer this model because they can earn survive. They can go for their survival. They can earn a decent income, and they can satisfy their basic needs and wants, and also they can save some amount of money, and they can travel also. So they're very well. They're happy with what they have. Just one business, or just one hotel, or just one restaurant, or one bookshop, or one hardware store. But one business is enough for them. So that will make some living, bread and butter, bread and breakfast, everything. Then you can travel. You can do anything you want because you have solid income coming from that business. But other business organizations, like a family business owner, because when you have more time, more people can hire. You can other family members also there. They also directors of the company. They also you can share the responsibilities with them. That you can collect more money, you can collect more capital, like teamwork is there, right? You can take the collaborative, like decision making from the board of directors. So everything. So family business be like that. Sisters, brothers, father, mother, everyone you can actually involve in the decision making. So this is little much more than a simple form of business, like kind of large, because you have higher employees, right? So this case, like family business and other medium-sized organizations, especially like to be like a private limited company, because they can keep the control within them. They can keep the control within them, and they don't want to wish to go to public, because if you going public, anyone can invest in your business, anyone can buy shares, right? So therefore, because they are afraid of losing the control to outsiders, therefore they like to have the family business, father to son to their first generation to second generation to third generation. They know generation to generation this business will be survive us. The business will be keep going until they can expand the business and we can be more success in the long run. Like that, this is the second layer. Some business organization, they have a limited liability companies, small business, medium-sized business, and they do not want to be large businesses like public companies, because they see it's very too risky, because there's a risk of losing their control, right? Okay, but look at the third one, multinational company. Their vision is, their dream is different. For example, we see a small restaurant. So they like to be sole traders, small businessmen. As I told you, that husband-wife business. But look at the vision of the McDonald's. Look at the vision of KFC. Look at the vision of Pizza Hut. So restaurant chain. Their vision is big. Their dream big, like large scale. So their vision is every year expansion and growth. So they want to be large multinational conglomerate organizations. That's fine. It's depending on mainly what objective. It depends on your objective. Directly. So as a result of that, you can see the restaurant chain McDonald's, supermarket chain Walmart. Walmart have 10,500 supermarkets in the world, right? Different names. Walmart in USA, Flipkart in India, right? Asda in UK. All their supermarkets belong to one group, Walmart, and their family members are they are in the global top 10 rich list. top 20 rich list, right? Sam Walton, the founder, Jim Walton, Rob Walton, Alice Walton, all their family members, all the daughters and sons, they are in the world rich list. 60 billion US dollars, each and every one. So like that, how they rich? Because of this mission, this vision. Their dream, think big, dream big. So like that. So some business, that's why their thinking level, their vision and their dream is sometimes depends on like that. Some people think small level and then they will achieve their dream. Some organizations think in middle level, like moderate level, so they achieve their level. And some organization they think bigger level, so they have dream big. They want to be like a billionaires, and then they expand their business like that. So always the organization, that's why depending on your vision. So it's basically objective. So objective means the idea, the aims that you're trying to achieve in the future. So that will be depending on the small, medium, and large scale visions and objective. So according to that, your business form will be changed. Right? According to that, your form will be this. You are the one who decide whether you are driving a bike, whether you are driving a small car, or whether you are driving a SUV. It depends on it. That's why business is also same. Objective is always determinant factor of making the appropriate form of decision. Okay, let's go to multiple choice question and then we'll wind up this session. So MCQ question number 1. So I invite all the audience to give your answers in the chat line. Which of the following businesses activities is like to be operated by a sole trader? Okay, sole trader type of business is motor car manufacturing, chemical processing, banking, gardening service. Yes, I got 7 answers. Yeah, everyone say the correct answer. Keshani, Diana. Yeah, everyone said the correct answer is D. D is the correct answer. Gardening services. Very good. Right. Question number 2. What is the most appropriate form of business for a multinational operator? Partnership, public corporation, public limited company, social enterprise. Yes, here also I got 8 answers. Yes, answer is correct. Answer is C, public limited company, right? Public limited company. So don't confuse the word. Public limited company and public corporations are 2 different forms. Remember, under public corporations mean the business owned by the government, right? There was only we talk about the privatization, nationalization, right? Limitations of the public ownership, government. These are the government business. Corporations are government-owned business, but C, public limited means PLCs, private sector business, which operates in the share market. Question number 3, what is an appropriate form of business for a self-employed taxi driver? Self-employed taxi driver. A, multinational, B, PLC, C, sole trader, D, corporate. Yes, I got 1 answer. Yes, Keshan correct this time. C is the correct answer, sole trader. Okay. Last question, which of the following is most likely to be affected the appropriateness of a particular form of business? A, the rate of inflation in the economy. B, geographical location. C, the financial risk owners prepared to take. D, the views of employees. Yes, I got again 5 answers. Keshani correct again. C is the correct answer. The financial risk owners are prepared to take. Yeah, so today what we learned today, to sum up the lesson, we talk about the appropriateness of the different forms of business. We talk about the appropriateness will depending on mainly 5 factors. Those are growth of the business, size of the business, need for the finance, controlling power, and limited liability. And moreover, we talk about other factors like the legal status and the use of profits, and also the views of the different stakeholders such as employees and the managers. And also finally talk about how objectives will be determined the various form of business. For a small business, we talk about sole trade is the ideal objective, ideal form. And for a middle, like a small, medium-sized businesses, private limited companies, the ideal form, and large scale, like a multinational level of the like a large scale businesses, large businesses, multinational companies or public limited companies are the best. PLCs are the best form of business. And after we talk about this MCQ question also, from that we'll wind up our session. In my next session, I'm going to talk about further about this chapter question and the past paper focus. And I'm going to explain the past papers also, like mainly how to write from this question 6 markers and 9 markers in this examination. Thank you very much. With that, I'm winding up the session.